Hi everyone, this is me JP and this is Lola. Hi Lola. Okay, so I decided because a lot of you have been asking, so what's there to do in Mexico? But there's so much, it's such a big country that I thought I'll do 4 or 5 videos about what's there to do within regions. So video number 1, the north, video 2, the center, video 3, the south, video 4, the Yucatan Peninsula, and I may do one like another one or two because to cover everything, it's a lot. Okay, so today's video is the north of Mexico. I'll start northwest to northeast. Northwest, Tijuana. Um, what's there to do? The top thing, well, for me, who I like culture and museums, is the Museo de California, the California Museum. It's a building. Then from the outside, you look at it, and it's like this big concrete monstrosity, and you think, eh. And you inside, it has an entire boat actually on the inside, so they had to build it so that there would be this big, huge boat could fit in from the 1500s, I think. And it has dinosaurs and stuff, so it's really exciting. It's like a place that someone like I could spend the whole day in. It's closed on Monday. Most museums are closed Mondays, just saying. So if you have one day in Tijuana and want to see the museum, make sure it's not on Monday. Anyway, so what else is there there? Once you're there, you can go to the seaside. There's lots of towns and villages that are by the sea. Even Tijuana itself has grown into, by the sea. There's you can take boat trips, you can take all sorts of tours. There's the wineries, there's rock climbing. If you're into that, that's really cool. There's lots of rock climbing, especially in the Rumorosas. You'll find a type of goat, bighorn sheep. Sorry, not goat, sheep. Bighorn sheep, and they're a lot of. It's a lot of fun. Next, Durango. Okay, so you cut through. Okay, the middle. Durango, I've talked a lot about. So just again, it's a World Heritage Site. It is. The city hasn't changed in, well, no, it has changed, but a lot of the buildings from 500 years ago are still there. It's exciting. It's sort of like a walking museum because so many of the buildings are 1500s and 1600s, and wow, and it's amazing. But I've talked about it a lot, so moving on. Uh, Torreon. Torreon has a museum. It's one of the top art museums in the nation is in Torreon, and it's art from different centuries, not only of Mexico but of Europe. And they'll have people come down, and they'll have conferences and symposiums. Symposium is when a person knows a lot about a subject, so they'll hire them from various universities and stuff. Um, they'll have jazz nights, a lot going on. Now, if you're not into museums, what else do you do in Torreon? There's the wineries, not that far, and there's also on the other side, in the Durango side, there's the town of Ojuela, Mapimi. There's the bridge that's tremendously old, and it's also part of the World Heritage Site. And you can go to the Zona de Silencio where your basically things stop working. Your phone and stuff just completely stops working. Moving on, same state in Coahuila State is Saltillo. Saltillo, it's the desert and the mountains. On one part you have the desert, and there's the Museum of the Desert, which is one of the main museums in Mexico. And on the other part you have the mountains, but they're like kind of really close one from the other. And you have golf. A lot of people go golfing there. You have the highest golf course in Mexico. You have a ski resort. You're gonna have snow in the winter. You're gonna have parks and a river and lots going on. And okay, the Museum of the Desert. It is. They have a lot of dinosaurs there, dinosaur fossils. So the fossils they put them. Some of them they've put them in the museum, and they've also explained about desert life and stuff. And so it's amazing apparently. And close to there, between Torreon and Saltillo, there's an area where you can see more fossils yet. And they're out in nature. And it's supposed to be quite something. Moving on, the big city, Monterrey. Monterrey's now, I think, the second biggest city in Mexico. It has a river walk. It has the museums, the Museum of Contemporary Art, the Museum of History of Mexico, the Museum of History of Northern Mexico. So lots of art galleries, lots of museums, lots of one of the top bookstores in the nation is in Monterrey. It is apparently impressive. It's one of the top in the nation. Also, moving on in north, you also have La Huasteca, which is a green area with rivers and stuff. Now, which gets me to the final part of this. If you are into ecotourism, where do you go? Oh, everywhere. You're in luck because Sonora, which I didn't mention much, is huge on ecotourism because the desert, it's amazing. Now go in the winter because the summer is too hot, too hot. Um, Durango clearly has mountains and valleys and stuff, and it's the black bears. See, black bears. They have them in Durango. They gray wolves. It's wow. Um, Coahuila and Monterrey, all of it. There's mountains. There's also canyons. There's everything. So that's what I have to say about northern Mexico, really in a nutshell, because there's so much. It's so broad, so big. Next one will be Central Mexico. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.